everyone, in this video we are exploring Selkirk Provincial Park, which is located on the shores of Lake Erie. It's a small park with only about 155 sites in 4 campgrounds, and I'm going to take you on a tour of this park and show you what it's like. We left later than normal and ended up arriving just as the sun was going down. Luckily for us, the registration office was open until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, so we were able to check in no problem. And a bonus was, there was no line. After checking in, we made it to our site and set up in the dark, which was quite the challenge, but we made it work. The next day we woke up early to get a good look at the park and explore. We started by heading back to the main gate and registration area to check out the sign and see what the park store had to offer. I also had to get my Selkirk Park sticker for my Ontario Parks passport. When you arrive at Selkirk, it doesn't feel like there is a designated parking lot to pull over with your RV, so you just have to find a spot along the side of the road, hop out, and go inside to check in. This is a really organized park store. They have a lot of different things like essentials that you can purchase there, including my park sticker, and you can also purchase your firewood and ice at the park store. The garbage and recycling station is conveniently located on the main road into the park, so when you're leaving, you can easily toss your recycling and trash. Now let's explore the 4 campgrounds. Campground 1 is sites 1 to 17 and they are non-electric. Campground 2 has sites 61 to 96 and these are electric. As we're driving through the park, one thing I've noticed is that there are lots of pull-through sites. So if you have a bigger trailer or you're just not comfortable parking and reversing into a site, this might be a great park for you because there are plenty of pull-through spots available. Sites 31 to 51 are in Campground 3 and they are non-electric and there is no music permitted. There's a bridge between campgrounds 2 and 4 that connects them for easy access, otherwise you'd have to walk around, but this way you can go easily over the marsh without getting into the long grass, and it's a much more convenient way to get between the campsites. Sites 97 to 143 are in Campground 4 and they are all electric. You can rent kayaks here at Selkirk and launch them right behind me in the lovely little marsh area linking to Lake Erie. I'm not sure how easy it would be because it does look a little high with the dock and the water's kind of low, but I'll give you a look. This marsh area is so beautiful, but I would not want to fall in the water here because it is very green. But there would be some beautiful wildlife that you could probably see in this marsh if you were to go kayaking here. Also, coming out on this dock, I was a little bit afraid and doing the bounce test to see if it was going to fall in. It seems pretty sturdy, although it does look like it's falling in the water. Next up is the only comfort station at the park, located in Campground 2. There are 6 showers here, including 1 accessible shower, and there's men's and women's washrooms with flush toilets. I would give them an so-so for ratings in terms of cleanliness for the washrooms. They were pretty smelly and looks like they were in need of a refresh. At the comfort stations, there's also parking for about 8 vehicles if you wanted to drive here instead of walking. It is kind of far from some of the other campgrounds, so you may have to drive. We came down to the beach area and there is a large parking lot down here, and I'm not sure if you can hear it in the background, but Lake Erie is poppin'. The waves are coming in, they're crashing in, so I'm gonna go give you a quick tour of the waterfront area. So you can go swimming here, though I don't know if I'd really want to. The water is so rough right now. Maybe on a calmer day it would be a nice beach for swimming. It's also very rocky, but it looks like the water has a nice sandy bottom. There is a big rocky shoal that goes out here, and some of the waves are even crashing over it and coming up. But if you want to get closer to the water on more flat area, you can definitely do that over here.
Should have taken the kayaks.
So there are vault toilets here down at the beach, and there are toilets located throughout the campgrounds as well, but there is only 1 comfort station at this park. For vault toilets, these are surprisingly clean and not very smelly. 2 for 2. Not bad, Selkirk. Not bad. There's also a nice playground area down by the beach. And you can find a volleyball court at the waterfront as well. We did confirm that this beach is the dog beach, and the grassy area permits dogs as well. And I would also add that if you're looking to swim, the dog beach actually looks much nicer than the people-only beach. So something to consider if you're coming here. And if you keep going past the main dog beach area, there are 2 bays back here that have a little bit calmer waters that would probably be much nicer swimming conditions, though it is still pretty wavy.
This is behind the scenes footage of my Instagram husband, Ellen. This is how he takes his photos. Notice the physique.
The concentration is high. He didn't even know I was filming him. And check out these results. We were walking along the beach and you gotta be careful because I thought this was a stick.
Holy smokes! Go, Sneaky, go!
That thing moves fast.
Whoa!
On our way back from the waterfront, we saw that this park also has horseshoe pits you can use by Campground Tour. Now let's explore our site. We arrived late last night. It was around 8 o'clock when we got here and we were trying to set up. By the time we made it to our site, we were basically setting up in the dark, which was the first time we've ever done that. And luckily we were able to do it pretty successfully after a few attempts at trying to find a level spot on this lot. We didn't actually find a level spot. We had to use our leveling blocks and our little wheel chalk things to actually get our tire up on the one side and level out the trailer, but it worked out pretty good, and now we can say we have had to set up in the dark, and I would 10 out of 10 not recommend it. And probably the coolest thing about our site here is that there's actually a water hookup right on site. So you don't have to go to the trailer filling station and fill up your tank of water. You just pull into your site, hook up your hose, and then you have water coming from the tap. So that is very convenient and something I wish more provincial parks offered. We are on site 103, and just up the road here is the vault toilet. So I'm gonna go take a look and see how they are in our campground. Alright, confirmed they are vault toilets and they don't smell. They're actually very clean compared to some of the other ones we've seen and experienced. Selkirk has one hiking trail. It's called Wheeler's Walk Trail. It is divided into 2 loops and it crosses Spring Creek. Now we're gonna go for a hike. We made it to Spring Creek and the trail to get here was actually very easy. It was nicely groomed and well kept, and you could easily bring a buggy, a stroller, or a wagon on the trail with you. And it's really beautiful scenery once you get down here to the bridge over the creek. We're not going to do the second half of the loop today, but the first part only took us about 15 minutes. Well, it's our last morning here, and as you can see, the weather isn't cooperating with us. It has been raining all night, and it wasn't calling for rain, so we did the rookie mistake of leaving our chairs and gear all out, so everything is soaking wet. So we're gonna have to deal with that soon. But I wanted to share my overall thoughts of Selkirk because we really enjoyed this park, and I think that if you're in the area, you should definitely add this one to your list. Let's start with what I really liked about this park. I really liked that you felt like you were in nature here. Our site seemed pretty private, which was great, and I really enjoyed that all of the nature sounds were coming through. It didn't feel like I was sitting on the side of the highway camping. It was really peaceful, and I really enjoyed that. I also really liked the waterfront area. It did seem too rough to go swimming or really boating by the main beach, but there was a nice little marsh area that you could take a canoe or a kayak, and I really liked how peaceful it was there as well. The internet was actually really good here. We had 5G pretty much the whole time, so we had great connectivity throughout the whole park while we were here. Another thing I really liked about this park is that they had water hookups right on our site. So that was really exciting for us when we arrived. We didn't have to fill up with water. We were able to just arrive to our site and had water right there available. So that's very convenient. Now let's talk about what I didn't like about this park. I didn't like how rough the water was at the beach area, so it didn't seem like it would be the greatest area for swimming. However, you might get a calmer day. We could have just been here when the water was rough. I also didn't like the cleanliness of the comfort station, and because there's only one comfort station at this park, that does matter if you are planning on using it. The shower seemed okay, but the washrooms were definitely not the greatest. And the last thing I didn't really like about this park was that there wasn't a lot to do around the park. Sure, you could go to the beach and waterfront area, but there was only one trail, and I like to have some variety in our activities, so that's something to consider. It's not a huge park, so the amenities are smaller than what you would expect at a bigger one. We're at the dump station now, and it is raining ever so slightly, but because of the rain, it's caused a lot of pooling water over by the sewer area, so poor Alan is soaked from the rain and trying to avoid these massive puddles. Best husband ever. And just behind us, as you're pulling into the dumping station, there is a potable water fill up. We didn't have to use it though because we had water on our site, but if you do need to, you can come there and use it. And there's also the water fountains throughout the park that you can leverage. I hope this video can be helpful if you're planning your own trip to Selkirk Provincial Park. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more camping and travel videos coming soon.